Khalil Rountree's explosive victory over former champion Jamahal Hill last weekend has reignited talk of a potential rematch between him and Alex Pereira. Their first showdown was nothing short of a slugfest, and fans have been eager to see it happen again. But while the buzz is building, most analysts agree Khalil likely needs another statement win before earning a crack at the title, whether that be against Pereira or Magomed Ankalaev. In the meantime, Pereira is already locked in for a title rematch with Ankalaev this October. He's hyping the fight as a massive event and has gone on record promising a dominant showing. Interestingly, Pereira also stated that he felt he won their first encounter, a claim that caught some off guard, considering how decisively Ankalaev performed. Khalil's recent win sparked plenty of reactions throughout the MMA community. Josh Thompson, on his podcast, gave props to Roundtree, highlighting just how much he's evolved and how dangerous he looks right now. Whether or not the rematch with Pereira materializes soon, it's clear Roundtree has officially made waves in the division. Thompson didn't hold back on the division either, taking a jab at the current state of light heavyweight, calling it perhaps the weakest weight class in the UFC at the moment. Here's what Josh Thompson had to say.
Khalil knows that he's probably one fight away I know it's a weak division. The 205 pound, the heavyweight division, 185. 185 is actually stronger than the other two weight classes for once. And it being created, it's finally one of the stronger weight classes, especially over 205 and heavyweight right now. That being said, Khalil understands what's at stake. He had I wouldn't say a great performance yet, but he had a fun performance, I should say, when he fought Alex. Came up short, in that exchange, he was able to drop Alex. He was able to, show that he has something there. Coming off and beating Jamahal Hill, former 205 pound champion. That makes a lot of sense for him to go ahead and just say, hey, I'm winning this fight. Just keep picking and choosing my shots. Don't take any chances. Jamahal Hill is still dangerous. And if I'm able to connect with you, I know I'm going to put you down. And sure enough, he did that a couple times. And he had a great fight, man.
Moving up next, we have Bisping and Felder argue about Jon Jones' retirement. On a recent episode of Michael Bisping's podcast, things got tense between Bisping and Paul Felder as they debated Jon Jones' decision to retire. Bisping, who previously slammed Jones in earlier videos for avoiding a fight with Tom Aspinall, didn't back down. He argued that Jones' legacy will always carry a blemish for never facing Aspinall before stepping away from the sport. Felder took the opposite view. He said it might actually be smarter for Jones to bow out now and be remembered as the guy who dodged Aspinall instead of risking a brutal knockout in his final bout. In Felder's opinion, going out undefeated is cleaner. Despite their disagreement, both agreed on one thing. This isn't how a champion should exit. With the title picture unclear, an interim champ waiting, and fans demanding answers, this isn't the ending anyone wanted. Now that Jon's officially out of the picture, focus shifts to Tom Aspinall, and from the looks of it, his first title defense as the undisputed heavyweight champ could be against Cyril Gane. That would be a highly technical battle. Aspinall's powerful grappling and striking against Gane's slick, pinpoint stand-up. What do you think would happen if that fight gets made? Drop your predictions in the comments.
Will his legacy be affected? And I think by new Johnny-come-lately fans, it will. I think more OG fans of the sport will always know what he did. But it's not a great way to end potentially the greatest career.
I guess the argument would be that if he had decided to take the Tom fight, it could have been his legacy ending with being potentially beaten and asleep on the floor, which I think we'd remember even more, but at least we would have given him credit for stepping in. But yeah, you're right. I do think there's an asterisk next to the GOAT status. You can't ever argue what he's accomplished and what he's did. But anybody that knows and is in the know will always know that he could have been even so much more if he could have just dialed in a little bit more and not let his life outside of the octagon be an absolute mess. Because
I disagree with that a little bit. I think some certain people, like a Mike Tyson, like Jon Jones, they need that kind of madness, and that's the way they'll always be.
Moving up next, we have fans seriously concerned about Ilia Topuria ahead of UFC 317. Some fans are sounding the alarm after noticing something in Ilia Topuria's recent interview with Ariel Helwani. Topuria came in with his usual fire, throwing jabs at Paddy, Bilal, and anyone else in his path, which we've all come to expect from El Matador. But what really had people talking wasn't the trash talk. It was a stitched-up cut visible above his eye. The close-up shot instantly drew concern across social media. with fans speculating whether it could affect his performance this weekend at UFC 317 against Charles Oliveira. And fans weren't the only ones taking note. Beneil Dariush, a top contender at lightweight, also reacted to the footage. He pointed out that an injury like that might have forced Topuria to ease up on sparring in the final stretch of camp, which is usually a crucial part of his preparation. That said, Dariush also reassured fans that the injury likely won't impact Ilia too much once the cage door shuts, but he did warn people not to sleep on Charles Oliveira in this matchup. According to Beneil, Ilia's not just about flashy hands, his leg kicks are a big part of his game too. However, he added that this could be a problem, saying Oliveira is known for neutralizing leg kicks, which might take away one of Ilia's biggest tools.
Looks like a cut right over the eye that looks pretty fresh that got stitched up not long ago. I wonder how much. Yeah.
If it's already stitched up, then he'll be fine. It won't be much of an issue. Cuts like that take 5 days to heal. And
Really?
It takes 5 days to heal, but then you're not supposed to spar for a few weeks. So it could slow down his camp, but it shouldn't be anything dramatic. They're overlooking Charles. And Charles, if he's able to mix in his Muay Thai, what I mean, like his knees and his kicks, and he's able to use those as fakes, it's going to be a really difficult fight for Ilia. And I think people don't understand. The last 2 fights, Ilia was able to win those fights, not because of his boxing, but because of his leg kicks. And Charles is very good at defending the leg kick. So it's not going to be an easy fight.
Moving up next, we have MMA community reacts to Jon Jones, police footage. Body cam footage from Jon Jones' February 21st crash has now surfaced, tied to the charges he recently caught. The video shows officers listening in on a phone call between a woman who was reportedly riding with Jones and a man believed to be him. Things took a turn when the person on the other end started making alarming and threatening remarks, prompting the cops to step in.
Please talk to him. Please talk to him. This is a friend that's a friend of mine.
Hello, who am I speaking to?
What's your last name, first name?
Me is PSA Lopez. And who am I speaking to?
What's your name?
PSA Lopez? With the Albuquerque Police Department?
How many guys you guys all day with you?
Don't worry about them, man. Were you the one driving the vehicle?
The footage immediately sparked reactions across the MMA scene. And he's trashed again. Shocking. In case anyone's wondering, this is why he didn't fight Tom Aspinall. He can't stop drinking and doing dumb S, and he uses religion to excuse his behavior. Guy clearly has demons he can't get rid of. Jon sounds very drunk. The wildest part is, he may not even be the craziest one in his family. LOL. He and Chandler are loose cannons and should probably be muzzled. LMAO. As with any case, he remains innocent until proven guilty. But if the allegations are true, his pattern of self-destructive and erratic behavior points to serious mental health problems. Honestly think he suffers from MPD or psychopathy. That's everything for now. If you enjoyed this breakdown, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe so you're always up to speed with the latest fight world drama. Catch you in the next one.